Hi everyone, it's Adam 7 Fish Tanks, and in today's video we're starting a new series called Rate Their Tank. Now you're probably thinking this is similar or inspired by someone else. Yes it is, but this is my take on things. The other day we asked our Discord server and our YouTube community to send their tanks for me to be able to rate out of 5, so let's get into this. So, the first tank we're looking at here is my first ever fish tank. And yeah, I had no idea about aquascaping, plant placement, and of course taste in fish tanks, as I had a SpongeBob pineapple slap bang in the middle, and that was my centerpiece decor. The stocking, we've got 2 cardinal tetras as recommended from when I initially bought this tank from Pets at Home. It'd been set up for a week and he said there was allowed 2 fish, and yeah, I started off with the 2 cardinals, and down the line the stocking got a little crazy. But yeah, there's a couple rocks there as well, decorative rocks that are tiger striped. I don't even know what type of rocks they are, more pebbles than anything. And yeah, plant placement was a bit crazy. I had Bacopa and Rotala, and I just kind of put in every corner and wanted like a load of plants just growing like that, and it was a bit weird for what I was going for. I think that's like a white mixed gravel. I can't even tell. Yeah, it was like a white gravel. Yeah, not the best choice of decor really, but I'll use this to set the bar in rating just because it's got plants and it's lowly stocked as well. It is a 22 litre. Although I highly recommend Cardinals to go in a bigger tank, especially because they probably do better in a bigger group as well. Yeah, I'll give this a 3 out of 5 just because it's planted and lowly stocked, although I'd probably say the stocking could be better. But it was my first fish tank. So the next tank we're looking at was sent in by Shirley. This looks to be a community tank, and you've got some wood going on there, some rocks. I think you've got some Java fern growing out of the rocks as well. Yeah, so this looks to be a heavily stocked community tank. You've got some Limnifolia sessiflora there. I think a bit of Monte Carlo as well. Yeah, I think in terms of improving the look on this tank, I'd probably maybe remove the sponge filters and maybe hide the canister tubing behind the tank, so that way it's not visible on the front of the tank. In terms of stocking as well, I think it's a little overcrowded, but of course you have overfiltrated 2 sponge filters and a canister filter running on this. You've also got an electric blue acara, a glowfish, I think that is, some Colombian tetra, some widow tetra, and a blue phantom. Julii cories as well. Yeah, a nice community tank, but in terms of a visual look, a little crazy. I'd probably say it could do with some more plants in the back, mid and front, because I can see that you've already got some rocks and hardscape going on there, and maybe if you added again a bit more wood and some rocks, it'd level up the look and the visuals of this tank. I think I'm going to give this a 3.4 out of 5, but I am sure there is much room to improve. So the next tank we're looking at is a tank that has been sent in to us by JT Keeping Fish, also known as Jack. If you don't know, I've already met Jack in person and done a little video of his fish room and shown a little bit of this tank too in person. This is a beautiful angelfish tank. I'm sure there is also some other fish in here as well. I do remember there being some tetra and other fish hiding in amongst this densely planted jewel tank. And yeah, it's absolutely stunning. You've got some Java fern, Vallisneria in the back, a load of stem plants too. Yeah, this is a really nice planted tank. I think I'll give this a 4.2 out of 5, just for the fact that I think it could probably do with another piece of wood, making this kind of like point in the center. I think that piece of wood on the side is really nice and it draws your eye to the tank, but I think it could do with maybe another one on the opposite side. You could maybe also put some epiphyte plants on that wood as well to add a bit more eye-catching focal point for yourself and the composition. But yeah, I think it's a really beautiful tank, and of course the angelfish and the fish in there are thriving as well. The next tank we're looking at here is a tank sent in by my good friend Arnold, King's Aquarium in Antworld. And yeah, this is a shrimp tank. I think I can see a neon tetra there too. So yeah, more of a nano shrimp tank, and you can see some Valsinaria in the background, a load of cryptocorns scattered about, some Anubias and stuff like that as well. Yeah, I think this is a nice planted tank. You've got some water lettuce on the top as well, and I'm sure the shrimp are loving it. Really nice brown substrate there as well. I think that's like a soil or gravel, like a thinner one. And yeah, this will get a 4 out of 5 in my opinion. There's some pebbles there, but visibly you can see some blue holding them together, and I'd probably recommend putting some moss maybe to cover that up. As well, obviously you've got the sponge filter there that's visible. Again, amazing for shrimp. But what I'd do is I'd probably put some plants in front of that to cover that up as well. And of course, maybe a bit more rocks or wood to give that bit more appeal for your eye to look at. It's a bit crazy, but again, a really nice planted tank. So this tank was sent in to us by AVscapes. It's a little shallow tank. I know the stocking is Celestial Pale Danios. I can see a big, large snail there too. Yeah, it looks a bit more of like a natural looking fish tank. Looks like it's got like a lot of mulm and detritus there that the fish should be feeding off and thriving on. Yeah, planting wise, I can't really see that much. There's a bit of moss there, some floating plants, some aquaponics too. You've got the pothos growing out and some other ones, although they don't look like they're doing super great. I do know that you moved house not long ago, so that's understandable that they may have suffered in the move. Yeah, I like the natural look of the tank. In terms of like a visually pleasing aquascape, yeah, I don't think it's there in that sense. I'll give this tank by AV a 3.5 out of 5. I think maybe some bigger floating plants like water lettuce do really good, or some salvinia, and maybe some plants on the bottom and a bit more structure to the wood going on as well would probably improve this scape. Right, so the next tank that was submitted to us was by Cryptic Dragon, and this is a beta fish tank. Now, I can see a couple issues here with your tank. It's a nice looking tank, but I'll start off with the plants. So I can see that you have some Anubias there. I'm unsure if that Anubias is planted into the substrate. If so, I probably recommend taking that out, just because the plant will die and the plant will rot if it is submerged into the soil there. I can see as well that you've got some Java fern in the back. Unsure if that's been attached. Again, if that's pushed into anything like the soil or substrate, it may rot away. So I probably recommend, with the Anubias, with the Java fern, maybe attach that to that wood and glue that down with some aquarium safe glue, or tie it down with some fishing line. The Monte Carlo there doesn't look like it's doing too great. It's kind of growing a bit like a stem plant. I'd recommend maybe snipping that in half and replant it back into the substrate. I'd also probably recommend as well removing some of them floating plants, just because they may be blocking the light out for the plants below. Monte Carlo's a really high-tech plant, you see. I see that you've got a beta fish or a betta fish log there as well. I'm guessing that's your little buddy's home. Personally, I know that some people like to put like the leaves on the side, so maybe if you could get some big bushier plants in the back and the beta fish could rest on them rather than having a log in the tank, that might be a bit more visually appealing to the eye anyway. It's a nice little planter tank regardless. I think the stocking is, some people would probably say, controversial. I can see some guppies in there. I think that's maybe some rice fish as well, white cloud minnows. A little random selection. I'd probably say, yeah, as long as your fish are happy in there, and if you put more dense planting in, you may not have any issues further down the line with your fighter fish if there is any aggressive behaviour. But yeah, I'll give this a 3.6 out of 5. Keep up the good work. Next up is a beautiful nano tank sent in to us by my good friend Harry, the fish keeping Ginge. And yeah, this is like more of a natural shrimp tank, and I'm really liking the look of this. You've got a really nice centerpiece bucephalandra there, nice piece of wood that has some moss and boost growing on it as well. Really nice stem plants in the back too, a little bit of cryptocorn to the left hand side, nice pebbles and gravel and sand, use of botanicals as well. I think maybe what it could be lacking is some floating plants, and I'm unsure if there is any schoolfish in this. Maybe chili rasbora would look really nice in here, but again, if it's just a shrimp tank, then yeah, each their own. Really nice looking shrimp tank, really beautiful. It kind of has that triangular composition shape as well, although not the most aquascape tank. It is scaped, and I'm liking the use of the rocks and the wood, and you can see the layers behind it. I think I'll give this a 4.4 out of 5. Maybe if it was, I don't know, I think maybe if it had some smaller crypts in the front, maybe that would be nice, or and some floating plants maybe with some chili rasbora, I don't know. But yeah, I think this is a really nice shrimp tank. I'll give this a 4.4 out of 5. So the next tank we are looking at here is a tank that's been sent in to us by our good friend Johnny. And yeah, Johnny is the manager of Maidenhead Blackpool, and this is his beautiful 5-foot tetra tank, or rare tetra tank. And yeah, he's got some amazing crypt flamingo in the front there, giant crypts going on there as well. It's a really nice looking tank. You've got some plants growing out at the top as well, some really nice pieces of wood there too. I think it's like a spider wood or root kind of piece of wood there as well. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking tank here, and yeah, I really like the look of this. The fish selection too. Obviously he's got blueberry tetra, he's got red penguin tetra. Obviously you can't see them in that image, but I know they're stocking. And yeah, really nice tank. Really love the crypt jungle that's going on there. In terms of like an aquascape, it's not so much an aquascape, but again, a really nice planted tank. You can see some bits of wood there, but it does kind of get lost, and that is the aim at the end of the day, of course, from what Johnny said to me anyway, as a friend, that this is more of that jungly planted crypt jungle. And yeah, it's beautiful, but in terms of like escape, yeah, there is some like spaces on the right hand side for like the island kind of look. And yeah, I think I'll give this a 4.5 out of 5. I'd like maybe to see a bit of wood in there in the middle, or some rocks maybe, but maybe there is. It's just been absolutely consumed by that jungle of plants. And yeah, beautiful looking tank. Next up is AH Aquariums. And yeah, wow, this is a beautiful aquascaped tank. It looks to have some tannins in the water as well. I see that you've gone for some harlequin rasboras and purple harlequins as well. Some floating plants on the top too. Really nice rocks coming down, and scattered gravel and botanicals. Really natural looking tank, and I really like the look of it here. Plants growing out of the rocks too there as well. Really nice looking tank. It seems that the only stocking in here is them harlequins, which is fine. I'll wait, I think I also see some lamb chop rasbora in the back too. Personally, I'd probably swap out the harlequins and just have a bunch of the lamb chop rasbora instead, with maybe something going along the bottom, like maybe some shrimp. Aside from that, it's a really nice looking tank. I'd probably say, as a suggestion as well, maybe move that filter behind the plants on the left hand side to have it covered, and then that way it's not visible. Aside from that, a really beautiful looking tank. And yeah, honestly, I think it's really good. I think I'll give this a 4.7 out of 5. This is a beautiful aquascape sent in by my friend Joe, or Joseph, and he is a friend of mine that lives locally who's an aquascaper. Yeah, straight away, visually, absolutely gorgeous. You can see the little ripple effect on that picture, really nice picture. You've got some carpeting plants in the front too, coming down with the sand, and yeah, it's a really nice tank. Anubias and different plants and bucephalandra growing off the rocks, really nice composition. It looks like it goes further back than it does like a little rocky canyon, and wow, yeah, absolutely stunning. I think that there's some Monte Carlo maybe, or some moss growing on the top there too. Beautiful tank. And Joseph likes to say that he likes having really small fish in escapes to show the scale, as the scape wants to do the talking. I can see maybe a little snail there too. Yeah, ember tetra you've got, and I think I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ember tetra, and that's all I can see with my eyes. Really nice scape. Me as the fish keeper would say that I prefer more fish, but in terms of looks and visual appeal, yeah, this is a 5 out of 5. Beautiful aquascape, beautiful tank. Little unfair to be on the list, but these were submissions from our Discord and YouTube community, so yeah, 5 out of 5 for you, Joe. But yeah, that was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really enjoyable for me to make this video and to be able to interact with you viewers and subscribers of the channel. If you want to be a part of one of these videos, make sure to join our Discord. We'll be making more of these in the future, including also submissions of bad tanks from the internet, such as Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. We'll be doing all the different types of videos based on these tank reviews. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. Until next time, thanks for watching. See you later. Peace.